Good day. Welcome to this channel. It's about past lives and reincarnation. Right. So I was reading comments from the last video, and I believe for the first time there was a discussion, a real discussion. Do you live once or do you live many lives? It was great. And as I was reading these comments, I realized something. I was never involved in such a discussion, ever. See, I don't see the gain. No. Of course, I talk to people about it. It would be like I said, "Oh, I think you live many lives," and the guy says, "I don't believe it." I mean, what can you say? I don't care what this guy thinks. Really, he can believe what he wants. It's also very personal, isn't it? Any of these paranormal experiences, it's very personal, and it's hard to talk about them, right? Maybe you talk to a friend, right? But you want to feel safe before you talk about this. So it's personal. And I was thinking, what would a discussion look like? It would be, you say, "I think you lived many lives," and the guy says, "I don't believe it." And he says, "So why do you believe this?" And you say, "Well, I have memories from past lives." And maybe the guy says, "No, you don't." What do you say to this? He says, "No, you just think that you have these memories. It's wishful thinking or something. It's a mind trick," right? I mean, what do you say? It's personal, like crazy, isn't it? It would be like saying, "Oh, I saw a cat yesterday," and the guy says, "No, you didn't. You just think that you saw a cat." That's what we're talking about, really, isn't it? And I don't get upset with this, that they believe in one life. I don't blame them, really. I mean, this is the consensus, isn't it? Especially from science. This is what I think. According to science, you are flesh and blood and electricity. And when this is gone, that ends it all. There's no more. Now, I know there is research showing that there is such a thing as past lives, but it's getting sort of no attention, right? They don't want to talk about this, I think. Maybe it was a mistake. These guys who researched this, they shouldn't have. And they were frauds, all of them, right? I don't see the point in discussing this. That's why I don't. Now, I want to tell you something, because I think if it works, that means something, right? If you have an idea that you have lived before, and this idea actually works, that should mean something, I think. So I want to tell you a story. Now, I believe that I told you this story earlier, but it was a very strong experience for me, this one. So I'll tell you again, if I talked about it earlier, right? So this is about me speaking in public. When I was like 18, 19 years old, I sort of wanted to talk to people. But the idea of speaking to lots of people, a crowd or something, made me extremely uncomfortable. So I was staying away from this situation. Right. No, it was crazy. When I was forced to do it, it was like the body was screaming at me to get away. It was painful. Every cell in my body wanted to get out, sort of. And I felt stupid about it. It was embarrassing. And it really bothered me, because I sort of wanted to talk to people. So I had a problem. And then later, I got into this thing with past lives. I started to remember them, right? And then I remembered this life that was way back. I know it was in Persia, and the first thing I saw was myself. I was an old man. I looked good. You know, I liked the way I looked. I was a small guy though. But I was talking to people. And when I saw more of this, I was talking to a lot of people actually. And it started off small and it grew. And I believe I did it regularly, maybe once a week. I was talking to this crowd, and the crowd got bigger, see. And at the end, I think maybe 100 people, I don't know, but there was a lot of people there. And I enjoyed it very much. And I was talking about the rulers and life, you know, much like I do today. And I enjoyed it a lot, you know. And then there was this day when I was talking to these people, and I saw 3 guys in the crowd. And they didn't respond the way the others did. And they were not looking at me. And they were talking to each other, see. And I got attention on them. And I had this feeling, I wasn't totally naive. Because I was talking about the rulers, I knew there was some danger. I knew this. But I didn't care. It was too important, you see. And then after, these 3 guys, they were waiting for me when I got home, and they killed me. They beat me to death with sticks. And it was very annoying, because I had this great life, of course. I was pissed off about it. But the conclusion I made after this death was that, all right, it was more dangerous than I thought. This sucks, you know. So maybe I shouldn't talk like this, do this again. Now, when I had gone through this incident very thoroughly, this lifetime, something changed, see. This sensation when I was talking to people was gone. I started to feel relaxed about it. I started to enjoy it. And now any chance I get up and make a speech, see. So it totally changed. It was dramatic. To me it was. And I knew that I had lived before, but this sort of added to the proof that I already had. It was working, see, and to me it meant something. Now I also want to say something about death, since I'm talking about it. You know, dying is not a big deal. I've been going through all these deaths that I experienced, and it's not a big deal at all. You just leave your body. That's what happens basically. Of course, you lose the connection to people that you love. That's the thing. And you don't get to do what you did, of course. It will piss you off. Well, it pissed me off, usually. But the actual incident of dying is nothing. It's just like you leave something, you just drop something. You carry something and you just drop it. And you are still there. With all your memories and all your opinions, everything that is you is still there. So I just wanted to mention this. But again, people believe what they want. I don't care at all. Why would I care about this? And I don't see the point in discussing it. All right. Be good.